So the question is, like that when we face challenges in our everyday life, and of course, so how to bring the practice there. So first of all, I think I can talk about for myself. Uh, my challenges are the greatest reminder of my practice. My challenges are the greatest reminder of my practice. And I see that way, and I teach myself that way, and I program myself that way. When the challenges arises, I don't get just lost totally into the challenges, because sometimes you can, when you face challenges, you get lost in the challenges, you get busy with the challenges, get so much caught up with those people situations. But for me, of course I do that too, but also the big part of me, okay, this is a reminder for my practice. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to engage with you so much, because I have to engage with my practice right now, because you are a reminder of my practice. Thank you for the reminding of my practice. Sorry, I'm busy now with my practice. So I really use that as a reminder to my practice. And of course, more specifically, that if some people that I know, they really take my enthusiasm away, because every creative energy that I have, they will discourage me, or they will say something, it will not work, or all the negative things. But if I feel like if these people are, or the situation is draining my fire, then I know these people are draining my fire. I need to know, I need to enter my inner refuge. I have drained my fire already too much. Now I need to recharge my fire. Of course, that very moment, those people you are trying to take your fire away, and it reminds you to retrieve your fire. It's challenging for sure, more challenging, definitely more challenging. But if you trust, you might be surprised that you don't only not drain the fire, but these people remind you to retrieve the fire, and you feel maybe end up whatever is happening with these people, you didn't lose the fire, but you gained the fire. So I think remind yourself like that. So the question is, middle of the worrying, how do I find the spaciousness? That's the question. So that generally people ask me more often question about, it seems like easier to be aware of the stillness and easier to be aware of the silence, but spaciousness have a little problem for many people. So first of all, if you say, how do I find the spaciousness in the middle of I'm worrying? That's the problem, because you're worrying, or you are agitated, you're upset, you're angry. That anger, that upset, that worrying is what is occupying the space. So when that is there, you're not going to have experience of the space. And maybe some higher bodhisattva might, but you will not. So you're not going to have a experience of space. So if you're trying to not change that fear, anger, agitation, or worry, and trying to find a space, experience the spaciousness, and getting more upset because you're not finding the spaciousness, and you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it. So what you need to do, forget about finding the spaciousness, but find the stillness. Find the silence. If you rest enough in the stillness and the silence while you are having those anger and agitation, and you rest enough in that silence, gradually the spaciousness will come. But spaciousness is not going to come unless you overcome the agitation and anger. So that's how usually it works. So the last question is about groundedness. So question is, how do I feel the groundedness? How does it feel the groundedness? I usually feel more on a physical level. Yes. Um, when we are doing the practice, when I say be aware of the stillness on a physical level, then gradually I say be aware of the inner stillness on a level of being. So the groundedness is very similar. First, you trying to experience that physically, emotionally, conceptually, and then gradually beyond all this, beyond the physical, beyond emotion concepts, but a sense of being. Your sense of being is grounded. The sense of being cannot be affected by the circumstances or situations. So, so if you know how it feels in the body, then you kind of know a little bit more how it feels in your sense of being. Or if you don't know how it feels like in a sense of being, that at least you know the opposite. When do you feel ungrounded? How do you feel ungrounded? Okay, maybe that's the best way to say it. If you wanted to know how does groundedness feels in the being, do you ever experience ungroundedness in your being? Unsettling, ungrounded, disconnectedness. Do you feel that? The answer will be yes. If yes, imagine the opposite of it. That's how you feel the groundedness. Opposite. Okay. So thank you very much. And so we will do the dedication and then we will end our this live webcast. Chane Zola Deje Dobar Shogo Son Yando Yeje Jebar Jo Doson Dane Koson Toba Jo Ranjir Done Jela Bemaju. May I attain great confidence in three refugees. May my experience and realization of the wisdom of three door increase. In purifying the three poisons, may I liberate three bodies. In liberating my own being, may I benefit others. There's a slide of information. So those who are wanted to new and wanted to copy down, please do so. And thank you everybody.